Tonight, an all-new American Idol exclusive. Here's your chance to ask David Cook and the 9 finalists questions. San Antonio, Texas. Ask Jason if he'd auction his dreads for charity. And the whole country is curious about this. What goes on when the cameras are off? It's an hour of your emails. American Idol and you, next and only on Larry King Live. Okay, quiet. Quiet, guys.
Cobb salad.
I said quiet. Look at the name on the show. It's a return visit for American Idol winner and top 9 finalists. We're taking your emails from our website, cnn.com/Larry King. The American Idol's live tour will take the country by storm this summer with over 50 stops, and it kicks off July 1st. For more information, all you do is go to americanidol.com. And now joining us are the winner and the 9 finalists, David Cook, David Archuleta, Saisha Mercado, Jason Castro, Brooke White, Carly Smithson, Christy Lee Cook. Michael Johns is with us from Las Vegas. Ramil Malabe is here, as is Chikizi. They are all aboard for this edition of Larry King Live. Now, tonight's show will consist mainly of emails, and all of our guests will be with us all together. Have you all become friends, by the way?
No. Yeah.
What do you call friends?
Some of us.
Friends?
Yeah, a few of us.
More like
No,
family,
we
so
are
there's no
friends,
love,
no.
really.
Well, he says family, and you say what do you... Well,
Family has
I agree with that. It's family, because family, like,
Argue all the
friends still kind of like have that kind of barrier where they're like, you know, we kind of cross over the barrier. Now we kind of like, it's everything.
Yeah.
how long have you all, Saisha, been together?
Gosh, like
July of last year.
July? I don't even know. Like, somebody asked me that today, and I'm like, how long has it been?
Yeah.
Like,
The audition started actually in, July of 07?
August, July.
August of 07, and now we're here. So,
Was it worth it, Christy?
Oh my gosh, it was totally worth it. Wouldn't have took anything back.
Even though you didn't finish in the top 5?
Even though I didn't finish in the top 5, I finished in the top 10, which was my goal, so.
It was. And does this start a career for you?
Yes, it definitely is going to start a career for me.
Let's go to some emails. First is from Paula in Londonville, Ohio, and this is for both Davids. What was it like preparing for the finale at Nokia, and did you get any sleep? First you, or Archuleta.
Well, it was definitely pretty crazy trying to prepare since there wasn't very much time to rehearse, you know, so much going on.
Were you nervous?
No, not really nervous, just because it's like, you know, just wanted to really enjoy it up there on stage and wasn't really concerned about winning or not. Just
You
wanted to do my
weren't
best.
concerned about winning?
No, I mean, it just, the main priority was to do your best, and it's like, you know.
What about David Cook?
well, we had actually, to kind of go off of what he was saying, we actually had a conversation when we were standing backstage before Tuesday, and, you know, we just talked about first or second, you know, we both won, and just to go out and enjoy it like it was just a concert. You know, we had 7,000 people at the Nokia and then millions of people watching at home. So, I mean, it's a win-win. There's no way you can go wrong as long as you don't mess up the words.
And both of you have set careers, right? You get recording contracts?
I believe that's the way it works, yeah.
Don't you?
I think so.
Do you get a lot of money for winning?
They take good care of us and definitely set us up for success. But the
would
work
hope so.
starts now, you know.
Michael, why are you in Vegas?
Actually, I'm out here taking a card dealing class because just this whole if this whole singing thing doesn't pan out, Larry, I got something to fall back on.
Don't you miss all your friends?
Yes, have you seen them?
Is 17 a little young for this?
I don't think so. I mean, Jordan did it last year. She was 17 and she won. Well, I guess just depends what kind of 17-year-old you are.
Larry,
David Archuleta.
David Archuleta once told me, he said, Michael Johns, you know, you're old enough to be my little sister's dad. I was like, thank you, David.
I think in order to do this show, you have to have a level of maturity that kind of goes beyond age. You know, I think Archie's a very, very genuine, very, very nice person, and I think that's why he was able to do a show like this. Because to be grounded means the world when you're standing on stage in front of that many people. I mean, it's a pretty heavy thing to try to wrap your head around.
Ramil, did you enjoy this?
I did. I had a lot of fun. I mean, not a lot of people get to experience what we experienced, and it's just, I mean, like what he said, when you're up there in front of people, sometimes people judge you a totally different way than what you are, but he was definitely everything he was on TV, so.
We have an email from Lisa in Western Florida. Do the contestants receive any monetary compensation for appearing on the show, and do they receive anything from their iTunes download sales? All right, let's go around the deck, and we'll start with Carly.
Yes, we do. I'm not sure we're allowed to say what it is, but we're all members of AFTRA, so we do.
You have to get paid, and from the iTunes as well.
Yes.
It definitely comes a little later in the game.
Yeah,
The first handful of weeks, you don't, you know, not so much. But as it progresses, we did become members of AFTRA. So that was a good thing.
By the way, when you go on tour, Jason, how does that work? Do all of you perform individually? How many songs? What's the order?
Yeah, we all get our own sets in order of how you left the show. You know, up to starting from the first release to the last, and all of us get 3 songs, and then the finalists, I think the final 2.
I think Archie gets 4 and I get 5.
Do you all sing? Is there any point where you all sing together?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
After the first act, there's, I believe, up to myself, we do a group number, and then the rest, the top 5, then also do a group number, and then we have duets between us that we've kind of picked but are not set in stone as such yet.
Michael, you didn't answer the question. Why are you really in Vegas?
Why am I really in Vegas? I came out for the sunshine, mate, and now it's all overcast. I can't believe it.
Why are you... Michael, you'll never be on this show again.
Oh, Larry King. I got to sell enough records to come back.
Why are you in Vegas?
I'm out here for a little thing that I'm doing, Larry.
Okay, Michael, I got to get out of this segment now, but maybe later we'll find out who she is. We're just getting started. More idle questions, more idle answers when Larry King Live returns. We're back with David Cook, David Archuleta, and the rest of the runner-ups. They're all finalists. Runner-ups. I make them all runner-ups. In the American... Well, isn't that nice? You're all runner-ups. Hey, it's my show.
These losers.
Okay. We're back with the cast and crew. What an honor to have them with us tonight. You saw them also last Friday night. We'll go back to your emails. Most of the show tonight will be your emails, but I can't continue first without asking Chikizi why he only has one name.
See, I was born with 2.
Like most of us.
Yeah. But a time came in which it got a little irritating to hear my name being pronounced as Chikizi Easy. And I just thought it would be simpler to go by just Chikizi. Yeah, pretty boring
and you're
story.
Happy with that, but it's good for show business.
It's better than going by just Easy.
Yeah.
Still don't know how to pronounce his full name, though. It's like Chikizi.
Yeah, they haven't gotten it right ever.
How do you pronounce it again?
Chikizi.
What?
Yeah, don't let's not even touch
back
it.
to the emails, but first a question that's been weighing on me since we began. It's for Jason. Why? Now, I don't have to finish this sentence.
That question has so many connotations, too. I love it.
Why?
There's a lot of whys I ask every day.
Why do you do that?
My hair?
Well, no, your nose. Oh. Yeah.
Well, I started in high school as my senior year, and I had long hair, and I was bored with it. I was about to cut it all off, and somebody was like, "Why don't you do dreads?" And I did it kind of just for fun, just a joke, and they were like short and stuck straight up when I started them, and I don't know, then they just stuck. I had nothing else to do, and then they started looking cool.
How long did it take to do it?
There's a few answers to that, but the initial process was something like 15 hours.
And then what about maintenance?
It's virtually
There's no maintenance, Larry.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. How do you know, Michael?
Because I roomed with him.
There's no maintenance. You wash it every night?
I do wash it. Well, not every night. I don't shower every night. But anytime I shower.
We're learning.
Okay, back to the emails. Email from Maureen in Manchester, Connecticut. Is for David Cook. Have you gone out to dinner with Kimberly Caldwell yet? You make a really cute couple. It was really sweet giving her a flower and asking her out on live TV. So has she gone out with you yet?
I'm about to turn Brooks' shade of red on national television. No, we have not yet. I have talked to her, and we're in the midst of figuring it out. But
it's hard to figure out.
You know, there's a lot going on right now.
Where do you live?
I think she's great. I think
Where do you live?
Right now, I live wherever the show takes me.
Where does she live?
She lives in the LA area. So
wait a minute. You're having a difficult time working it out? The last I checked, we were in the LA area.
I know. I'm trying. You're really messing up my game here, Larry. No, she's for all intents and purposes, you know, in talking to her, she seems like a really great girl, and so I'm glad that I'm sorry, who was it that said we made a great couple?
Maureen in Manchester.
Well, I'm glad Maureen thinks so, because hopefully it'll be a little bit of a long, drawn-out process.
Hope so too.
We're moving on.
She's very pretty. Email from Ashley in New York. Were there any romances behind the scenes between any of the idols? Truth.
But we're boring this year because we're all married pretty much.
I was going to say.
Too many married.
I think
I've heard rumors recently.
Minus me and Archie, I think everybody else is married or.
Are you married, Christy?
They're all lies.
Christy, are you married?
I'm engaged.
+2.
Uh-huh.
And
I'm engaged.
Yeah, Chikizi and the two Davids are the only 3 that are single.
Ramil, you're married?
No, I have a boyfriend. She got a boyfriend. I got a boyfriend.
Saisha?
I'm engaged.
Wow. An email from Connie in Newville, Pennsylvania. Do you think it would be a good idea to have a female and male American Idol each year?
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
I like that.
I like that idea.
I like that.
Cool.
Me.
I think it costs too much.
Cool.
I think.
Why not one from each
I think.
gender?
I could see that. I could see that going both ways. Honestly, you know, to have a guy and a girl, I think would be.
Go both ways, Dave?
Easy, Michael Johns, easy. Yeah, it'd put a different spin on the show, but.
Then they're obviously going to be fighting
Oh
in
yeah.
the charts afterwards.
I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
That, in the simple fact, I mean, you'd be putting someone else out, you know?
Well, then that gives 2 people for Simon to say bad things about for the next 6 months.
But I guess that meant the girls would have had a chance this
However,
year.
though,
Yeah.
let me give you the other side that favors the girls. A male singer and a girl singer, they're 2 different idioms. You don't judge them the same. You don't look at them the same. They're just different artists. And one kind of voice is different. How do you compare it?
Guys have it a lot easier, though, because girls are crazy over guys.
Wow. You always say this, Christy.
Come on. You know it.
Chime in.
The girls go crazy just like babies.
And you guys get more, you guys have to do more dancing than we do, whatever.
Yeah.
I remember this season, all I remember is cookies being shipped every day, balloons being shipped every day, roses. He got 50 bouquet of flowers.
It was unbelievable.
50
Because he rules. It's because he rules.
That's why
Okay.
I pay Michael Johns the big bucks.
Okay. I'm almost sorry we asked. This is for Jason. On your last show, people said you mouthed the words, "Don't vote." What were you saying, and what message were you trying to convey?
I said vote twice. I was trying to emphasize it because I kind of didn't get very
twice.
good reviews, but nobody heard me, so left them up to their imaginations.
Who picks out the clothes, Carly?
Are you sure? That looks like don't vote to me. Can we play that again? Can we see it?
No.
I guess no. Okay.
It was like this. Oh no, I just said dump.
Oh my gosh. Castro, ladies and gentlemen.
It looked like don't vote.
It does.
I think, you know what, actually, me being kind of the anal retentive person that I actually looked this up online and then slowed down like that. He's saying vote, vote, I think.
All right. Vote and don't can come out.
You
Vote
know,
and don't
just
can
trying to
come
help the guy out.
David Archuleta, did you feel like you were a kid? That, you know, that a lot of people talked about that, your relationship with your father, but did you feel you were, hey, I'm a young guy here amongst adults?
Well, I always feel really young, even when I'm with my friends.
You always feel the youngest?
Well, just, you know, I guess I look a lot younger than I already am. Like, people are always like, you're old enough to be on the show? I thought you were 13 and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you do. You look 15.
Yeah. Oh.
And that's a compliment. You want them to look like that all your life, huh?
Half of us don't even act our age anyways. Michael John.
Yeah, Michael John's acts his age, 47.
I was just say, Archie's like 17 going on 30.
47.
And Michael John's is 57 years old going on 12. So.
Okay, got to take a break. Athens, Georgia, and Duncan Falls, Ohio. We're getting close to your questions. You're watching Larry King Live. We're back with this special Memorial Day edition of Larry King Live. We wish you all a happy holidays. We hope it was very safe. If you're driving home tonight, please be safe. Carly Smithson, who picks out the clothes, and how much say do you have about what you wear?
The boys had a different stylist than the girls. We had Blair, they had Miles and Art, and we pretty much, they're great. They really
So what they
take
said
all of
goes?
No, they take all of your ideas and they help you develop what you want to look like. We're not just kind of forced to wear a certain thing. So,
But it's your look.
yeah, pretty much we're taking shopping. You know, we have a budget, and they really help us out, and they really they take their expertise and show us what looks good on our body and that kind of thing.
Are you pretty much, Christy, working all the time when you're prepping for this show?
Yeah, we work all the time. If we're not practicing singing, we're doing choreography or photo shoots or getting clothes. It's just everything.
What, if anything, Jason, didn't you like?
What didn't I like?
About the whole chick. You can't love everything.
Every day we kind of spent indoors a lot, and there weren't a lot of windows, and it was really miserable knowing that it's sunny outside and we didn't get to...
Was that rehearsing?
Yeah.
We'd get outside and it would be still bright and we'd be shocked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you had no idea what time of
The
day
days
it
we
was.
were outside during the Ford shoots, it was extremely cold, and we had blankets, and we're like,
be on a mountain.
out of all the days, why today?
Anyone can jump in anytime up there. I'm trying to call on everybody.
I'm sorry.
An email, no you can't. Email from Catalia, San Antonio for Jordan. Will you ever auction off one of your dreads for charity?
Jordan, I think
I'm sorry, Jason.
But yeah, you know, I've been thinking. Maybe one of these days.
Archie will give you $5 for it right now.
Britney Spears made $3 million for her hair,
Yeah,
so
maybe
let's
I'll let him
see
get a
how
little
much
more.
he gets for his dread.
Might you do it?
I'm not married to him. Maybe someday.
Dreads off my shoulders.
Question, email from Caitlin in Lansing, Michigan for David Archuleta. How old were you when you got vocal paralysis, and does it still affect you today?
Well, when I found out about it, it was when I was like 13, and the doctor I actually went to is the one we have right now. So it's kind of funny, because, you know, when I go back to just, you know, it's nice to see the improvement from back then, and he understands. Since
Must have been a lot of panic, though, huh?
At the time, yeah. You know, it was a lot more difficult back then than it is now. You know, I'm doing a lot better and actually can sing a bit higher than I could back then, which is kind of weird.
Where do you see yourself going? You want to be like a Vegas star? You want to do Broadway?
I'd actually just like to perform like a normal artist and, you know, make albums.
Record.
Yeah. But, I mean like a normal recording
I
artist.
get it all the time. They're like, you want to do Broadway? And I'm like, I just want to be normal.
Well, Mia, what was that day
They're
like?
normal people.
Which day?
Any day.
Oh, I thought he was like, what was that
Tuesday.
day like?
No, what was a typical day like?
Oh, just waking up early and then freaking out about your song half the time, stressing about how it's supposed to sound, and then, yeah, the words, and then changing the arrangements half the time, and then seriously, it's just like a big cluster of stress ball in your mind.
Chikizi, was the night that the show went on, was it very nervous for you?
You know what? At first, no. At first, depending on like how confident you feel about your song, of course. You get up on the stage, and the second that you're standing on the side, that's basically when it really hits you. When you know they're about to call your name out and you're about to step out there, like, it's cool because you're watching the person sing before you and everything and enjoying that show, but second that's done, it's like, oh, God.
Brooke, you get nervous?
Yes, I do. Sometimes more than others. If there were times where I felt more prepared, then at times whenever I was playing an instrument, it was kind of a double-edged sword because I wanted to play, but it's a lot more work. And the memorization, you're memorizing both the arrangement and what you're playing as well as the lyrics. And obviously, we all know I had a little issue with that a few times. So, yeah, I got nervous.
If it'll make you feel a little better, Frank Sinatra told me that every time he went on stage, right before he walked out, he would always worry, would it still be there?
Yeah.
We got a great American Idol contest and a sensational prize for the winner, and I'll tell you about it later in the show. Meanwhile, Frederick, Michigan wants to know what David Cook's orange bracelet is all about. The explanation is ahead. We have an email from Martha in Fort Worth, Texas, for everybody, so it'll be a quick answer. Who would you most like to duet with? David.
I got asked this question before, and if it's anybody living or dead, I'm going to go with Frank Sinatra.
David Archuleta.
Oh, I would have done with Eva Cassidy.
Alicia Keys.
Brooke White.
Oh my gosh! I'm going to have to say Jason Castro now.
Annie Lennox.
John Legend.
Mariah?
Jason Aldean.
And our friend in Vegas, Michael, who would you like to duet with?
Annie Lennox.
Okay. Who was everyone, next one, who was everyone roommates with?
Everybody?
Yeah, at some point.
Girl roommates, like, Brooke and I were roommates since Hollywood Week,
Yes.
but then...
So were me and Sai.
We all kind of got in the same apartment as well as the guys did.
Now, how did they set this up? They moved you all into the same apartment building? And
Yeah.
you were...
Pretty much.
They were
Hotel.
apartments that were designed for 4, so I actually was by myself for most of the top 12 until after Amanda got eliminated. I lived by myself because there wasn't room in the girls' apartment.
You were all in Los Angeles?
Yeah. Yes.
Where are you from?
Ireland.
Where are you from, Brooke?
I live in Van
yeah,
Nuys right now, but I'm originally from Arizona, from Mesa, Arizona.
Jason?
Dallas, Texas.
I live in Miami, but I was raised in Sarasota, Florida.
David?
Murray, Utah.
Murray, Utah, the home of the Mormons. Mormons win a lot of these contests, right? Did you see that story in Newsweek last week?
I didn't.
Big story about that Mormons win a lot of reality shows.
Not this one.
And I feel like a jerk.
David Cook? Where are you from?
Blue Springs, Missouri.
Blue Springs. Christy?
Selma, Oregon.
Michael, where in Australia?
I'm from Perth, Australia, on the west coast.
Ramil?
Yeah.
From the Philippines, but I live in Miami, Miramar,
Manila?
Florida. No, Zamboanga.
And Chikizi?
Inglewood, California.
Inglewood. Right near the racetrack.
That's just north of Nigeria, right, Chikizi?
Michael must have been a load of laughs, huh? An email from email from Nathan in Ottawa, Canada. Do you enjoy having to put up with Simon?
Enjoy? No, but we do it.
Okay, what's the reaction to Simon? Let's go around.
He's really not like that.
Yes. He's a really
He's not
sweet
like
guy.
that. Yeah, he's
He
really,
is-
really sweet.
I think he's just really honest. Well, sometimes a little bit too blunt and mean.
I used to watch the show, and I actually always used to agree with him. So,
Really?
Oh,
Did he ever hurt you?
yes.
he hurt my feelings one time when he said about my clothes.
He threw a brick
it
at
hurt
me.
my feelings.
Tripped me once.
He never hurt my feelings, but he always made me think, you know? He made me think a lot.
So he helped you in that sense.
He helped me.
It's a tough job they've got, isn't it? I mean, they've got a minute and a half to come up with something witty and, you know, and constructive and everything. And they're under just as much pressure as we are, you know?
Yep.
Did you appreciate him, David?
You know, I think looking back on it now, yeah, absolutely.
Were the judges generally helpful?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say about
What
99.
made you want to do better, like, every week, you know? Anytime you got put down, especially, you were like, oh, yeah? This is what
And
I
they're
got.
all very nice. Even if they said something, they never meant to hurt your feelings. Like, it was meant to help you to be better. They're all
What
very
influence
nice people.
do you think they had over the voting?
A lot. I think they have a lot of influence. I think about this, and I do think that they have a lot of influence. I think sometimes, even when people don't agree with the judges, it is a direct reflection of, like, when people vote contrary to what they say. I think even sometimes, I don't know if there was purpose in that. When they say something really extreme, then the people are like, kind of do the opposite. Do you know what I mean?
Even when Simon is at his nastiest, it helps you get through to the next round because
When he's
the
really
public
mean,
goes
sometimes
wild and votes for you to help you
sometimes
stay
you go
in.
the other way too.
I mean, seriously speaking, your performance isn't just when you stop singing. It's when you've stopped singing and then after the judges have spoken. That's your real performance.
Yet, though, he put you down the night before you won, didn't hurt
I mean,
you.
they just talked about it. Sometimes it could help a fan base rally up, because I stood on the side of the stage during all three of Archie's performances, and I had resigned myself to second going into Wednesday. I thought you did an amazing job, and so to walk away with the crown is just—it's kind of absurd to me, but really cool. So.
A critic said, I wonder if you'd comment, anyone can comment here, that one of the problems, maybe the only problem they found with the show, and it's hard to find a problem with 30 million viewers, is that while you all have really nice, in some cases great voices, you're forced to do vocal gymnastics, acrobatics, show off. Like the guy who sings the national anthem at the baseball game, and it takes him 10 minutes to do, say. Do you think that's true?
No. You're forced.
I took absolutely no
Look, I didn't do
liberties.
anything. I mean, I sang all 5 of the notes that I had, and that was about it.
I think the purpose of the show is just is to find you know, artists and performers who otherwise just aren't given the opportunity, and what you do with that opportunity is
So
kind
no
of
one's telling you they want you to do gimmicky stuff.
Oh well, you know, as far as the gimmicky stuff, I think there's a give and a take, because it is a show that's supposed to be palatable for a cross section. But I think people understand that.
But
I don't think people are going to expect me to go do a group number after this tour's over. So at least I
On
hope not.
Friday, we asked you who's your favorite of all the American Idols. Well, there's still time to vote. And to keep things interesting, we've added a second quick vote. Who's your favorite Idol runner-up? Head to CNN.com/Larry King and participate in both votes. You vote. We'll see you on the other side of this commercial break. Are you out and about and want to know who we've got on the show? Sign up for my daily text message. Just text 26688 from your cell phone and text LKL Alert. That's 26688 LKL Alert. One word. Or go to CNN.com/Larry King. Sign up for Larry King on the go. Could live a lifetime waiting for that note then. Whoa. There's a lot of talent on this show, as you can well tell. The American Idol group is with us tonight, as they were with us this past Friday. We have an email from Barbara in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Song choice is so critical. Who gives the contestants advice as to which song to sing each week? Who helped each of you? Let's go around. We'll start with Carly.
Nobody, because they're not allowed.
Not allowed.
Yeah. You're supposed to make the decision by yourself.
Every time you sing, it's a song you selected.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes we would suggest things to each other, but the producers and anybody that works on the show it's not allowed.
You can't really ask them about that because they can't give you any answers about it. It's pretty much all on you. You can't blame anybody but yourself.
The show does a lot to try to maintain the integrity of the competition, I think, and so you know, they let us make our decisions, and we have to stand by them when we're doing it in front of 30 million people. So
there are, like, you know, however, when we're singing in themes, and you know, or
theme nights,
they give us, you know, there are lists that we have to choose from. So yeah, there is, you know, we're given a list of songs to choose from, but we make the decision of which one we're gonna.
Now, a lot of famous musicians work with you, right?
Yes.
You get the pick of those. Michael, do you pick who plays for you?
No, I mean, it's Ricky Minor is the MD, and he's just absolutely unbelievable, and he's worked with everyone in the business from, you know, the Grammys to the Oscars. So the list of musicians that are on his roster is pretty great. Yeah.
Were you all happy with those who played for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the mentors were a total surprise to us, too.
Yeah.
We actually found out as the audience found out when it was being announced on the screen. We had no idea.
We have an email from Sherry in Columbia, Missouri. What kind of antics went on behind the scenes to break the stress and ease the competitive atmosphere?
Michael, would you like to answer that?
Mr. Johns.
Give us a dance.
Okay, Michael, did you do stuff to ease it up?
Sometimes the girls were really stressed about the dance choreography, and I just had a sexy dance that, you know, used to break the ice a little.
Let's see it. We see it.
You know, and it has a shirt up. There's a lot of skin, Larry. You're not interested, trust me.
We built puzzles.
We did puzzles.
Carly Jigsaw's involved.
Carly,
Email from Kyle, Frederick, Michigan. David Cook. What's with the orange bracelet?
There is a fantastic little girl in Tampa, Florida, named Lindsay Rose Belcher. And I met her dad. He's a reporter at the Top 12 Press. And he told me this story about his daughter. She's got leukemia. She's 9 or 10 years old. And asked if I would talk to her. So he called her on her phone. And I got to talk to her for about 5 minutes. And she was just such an amazing little girl. You know, she's dealing with this horrible disease and completely unafflicted by it. Like, she's just got such an awesome temperament. And her dad gave me the bracelet, and I told him, I was like, I'll wear it on the show. And you know, for me, it was kind of a constant reminder that this show is an amazing thing, but it's not everything. You know, I get what this show is and what it isn't. And to be able to have that kind of perspective on stage every night, you know, I owe Lindsay this win. It was definitely a huge help.
Great story. Email from Nicole, Palmdale, California. During the tour, will you guys be doing any meet and greet sessions before or after the show?
Absolutely. Yeah. Before the show.
Before the show.
Michael Johnson knows all about it.
He knows everything.
Well, I've been off the show for a little while, Dave. I got some. You got the rundown.
David Archuleta, people who use DVRs or TiVos to record the show miss the result. Have you been hearing from people about that?
What do you mean?
I don't know what it means.
I actually heard about this a couple times.
It stopped on David, and the winner is David, and then it stopped.
The comedic timing of it was perfect. The show ran a couple minutes over because Archie wanted more FaceTime, I guess. I don't know. So the TiVo actually cut off it. The winner is David, and then it stopped. That's just American Idol trying to create a little more suspense.
Wasn't the reason. Archie had to do his homework.
Yeah, that was a real long pause from Ryan Seacrest.
We're not finished with our idol worship. We'll be here after the break. Contest details coming up.
Boys, the eye. She hates to see me cry.
We're back. Christy, contestant David Hernandez was reported to have been a stripper. Did he ever say anything about that? And do you think it hurt his chances?
You know, we all had stuff about us out there that could have hurt our chances, but I don't really think it did. I mean, we all went out, I think, the way it was meant to be.
And David Hernandez is a lovely, lovely
Yeah, he's an amazing
and rolled
guy.
it up. And a fantastic
like
singer.
a champ.
I felt horrible standing up there with him. I'm always the last one standing with all my friends, and I'm like...
Larry, if I had a body like David Hernandez, I might strip too.
We have an email from Diane.
Just not for the...
We have a... Michael, you ought to go on the road. Email from Diana in Dixon, California. Would both Davids consider recording a song together for their upcoming CDs?
You know, honestly, I always wondered how Archie and I were going to sound on that duet we did on the show. And a lot of the feedback's been positive, so...
Really? That's good. Well, at least on his side. I don't know. I think you just drowned my voice
I'll tell you what, man. To be able to share the stage with these guys every week was what made it fun for me, and so I would welcome any of it. Archie, Carly, everybody but Jason. I would like to sing a song with.
Chikizi, what advice would you give to someone thinking about being a contestant?
Well, since I've had the most experience being a contestant, 4 years strong, don't give up. Don't give up, no matter how many times Simon tells you to. If it's your dream, then don't ever let anybody stop you, because if you do, you'll be looking back wondering what if.
Well said. Email from Christy, Eagle Lake, Florida. Question for David Cook. I think you're very talented, and I know you went to the audition as a moral support for your brother and ended up trying out on a whim. How have you dealt with all that's happened over the past few months?
With as much of a level head as humanly possible, I guess. You know, this the experience was definitely different from what I thought it was going to be, because I thought it, you know, I walked into this thing and it was going to be like me and 23 theater majors. And which there's a joke there and it never ends well. But no, honestly, you know, I met and made friends with some of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life, and you know, and it's an honor for me to kind of represent. Hopefully, you guys will allow me to represent the group, you know, this season, and.
You always do.
Go ahead.
No, I mean,
articulate.
First or 24th, man, I walked out of here a winner, so everything's gravy for me.
Well said.
It really is. I mean, come on.
Hey, you're going to want to enter our American Idol contest. You'll want the prize details right after this break. Saisha, you like doing groups like that?
Yeah, I enjoy that. It reminds me of musical theater.
Yeah. It's not Can You Top This?
No.
Okay. We've got a second great contest for you. The first person to email us a complete list of the songs that David Archuleta sang solo during the American Idol competition, and competition is the key word, will win a pair of my suspenders. Autographed by all the American Idol finalists. So go to CNN.com/Larry King to enter and win. And in a moment I'll tell you about a great show coming up tomorrow night. Want to get a few more emails in. Email from Tempest in New Orleans. It's for Jason. Does it upset you some people think your laid-back personality is a result of smoking weed?
It doesn't upset me, you know, I mean, but it's kind of an ignorant assumption, I think.
It's kind of a
You think
drag.
just because I'm taking it easy.
Can I jump in?
Michael
This is the
Johnson
most
kind of a
well-rested guy on the
drag.
planet. The truth is he takes more naps than anybody I've ever known.
I mean, the reason I'm so laid back is because most of the time I just woke up.
It's true. During the show, he's asleep on the couch. It's amazing.
We were at dinner and you were sleeping.
I actually lived with Castro for a while, and I can promise you that representation of him is completely false.
It's a myth. Okay. Email Gail, Sarasota, Florida. Are you limited to a list of songs you can choose each week?
I'm from Sarasota. I'll answer that one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, fellow citizen.
It depends. It just depends. Like Carly said, there's a list that we get every week. Well, some weeks, and then some weeks, you know, we get to choose what we wanted to sing. It just depends on what the theme was, and it just depends.
This gets shorter.
There were 97.5 million votes.
Wow.
What do you make of that?
Mind blowing.
You know, I think if anything, that's kind of indication for this season. You know, there was just a ton of talent this year. You know, and I think adding the instruments helped because it allowed us to show kind of a different side of ourselves as performers.
Like
so,
the harmonica.
What do you guys think?
Like the harmonica.
That's true. That's probably true. What do you fellows think of Ryan Seacrest?
He's a professional. He's a busybody. He's always on his BlackBerry.
He's fun.
Oh, he's on his BlackBerry.
He's always on his
He
BlackBerry.
sleeps with it. You know.
He might be one of the hardest working people
He's
I've ever seen.
He's one take.
And he's ready to go.
Yeah, one
Hold
take
up,
One
Michael.
take Seacrest.
One take secret.
What did you say, Michael?
I said he's one take Seacrest. He comes in, gets his script, looks at it one time, and then looks straight at the camera in front of 35 million people and just delivers every week. He's pretty amazing.
Oh,
It's amazing.
On the
And
group
he-
number that we did on the finale night, I don't know if you guys saw this, but while the break dancers were
was
dancing,
dancing.
he was break dancing.
I
in
didn't even
rhythm, like,
notice
rolling
that
on the
until I watched
floor.
it back. I didn't know he could dance like that.
The man is a jack of all trades.
I don't know if he sleeps ever, though.
Trying to
'cause
take
he has
everyone's
that
job.
morning show and everything.
But he's got to have his little black thing. He's got the
Oh, yeah.
He can't. The man is fixated. An email from Nick in Bay City, Michigan. We love him, by the way. Do you check internet message boards to get the public's opinion about your performances?
No. Try to stay away
No?
from him. No way.
I broke down a couple times and I looked.
Either way.
I broke down a couple times this season.
You're just
I
very
tried
silent,
not to.
Carly.
Let's get in another email from Teresa, Duncan Falls, Ohio. Do you think it would be easier for the fans to vote for the one they want to be voted off? Having more than one favorite makes it hard to vote, but usually I know who I don't want to go on.
How would I be here?
Interesting.
You know what? Again, we keep talking about it. I think there's a good and a bad to that. Because, you know, either way, if you stuff the ballot box, either way, you stuff the ballot box. So.
Okay,
You know-
David,
Yeah, fine.
Your Honor. By the way, thanks a lot, Michael.
Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it,
Have fun
Larry.
in the desert. We all miss you. Saluting you. Saluting you. I am going to...
Oh my God!
Whoa.
Thank you.
to you.
Thank you so much.
This
Wow.
someday this will be valuable.
Thank you very much.
The American Idol Tour is coming soon to a city near you. And don't forget our contest and our 2 quick vote questions. Who's your favorite of all the American Idols? Who's your favorite Idol runner-up? It's at CNN.com/Larry King. And while you're there, you can download our latest podcast, Jesse Ventura. And sounds like he's going to run for the Senate. We've got video clips, transcripts, and our special About Last Night section where I comment on our last show. It's all at CNN.com/Larry King. Tomorrow night, a look at the potential dangers of cell phones. It's time now for Anderson, Cooper, and AC360. See you tomorrow.